Hey guys, this is Mohammed, and if you've recently bought a Panasonic Micro Four Thirds camera, then you're probably looking for a decent standard zoom lens. And today I'm going to review one of the best standard zoom lens for the system, the Panasonic Leica 12-60 f2.8-4. So a lot of the Panasonic G9 or the GH5 bundles came with the 12-60 Panasonic Leica lens as a more premium standard zoom lens than just the Panasonic 12-60 lens. This is a co-branded lens between Panasonic and Leica, and it offers a faster aperture and better build quality and better sharpness than the 12-60 Panasonic lens. But based on its own merits, is this a good lens to invest money in? So the elephant in the room first. This is a variable aperture lens. It ranges from f2.8 at 12mm up to f4 at 60mm. And you only really get f2.8 at 12mm. As soon as you start zooming in, it closes down fast. And I've heard a lot of people say, oh, I wish it had, f2.8 until 18mm, until 25mm, but that's not really the case here. But the thing that made this lens make sense to me is you need to look at it this way. This is a 12-60mm lens, in 35mm format, that's 24-120 at f4 with the added bonus of having f2.8 at 12mm. So Leica is basically giving you a wider aperture at one of its focal lengths at 12mm. And all of the Leica zoom lenses that go from f2.8 to f4 are like this. They're basically f4 zoom lenses with the added bonus of having f2.8 at the widest focal length. So let's look at build quality first. And this is a very premium feeling lens. It's made of metal except the lens hood, which is plastic, and it's completely weather sealed. And the zoom ring feels smooth with a good amount of resistance, and that resistance increases from 40 to 60, so it's a bit harder to get smooth a zoom from 12 to 60, but you can easily do it from 12 to 40. And of course, this is a focus by wire lens, so the focus ring, feels decent enough, nothing to get excited about. On the side here, we have an AF and MF switch and a power OIS switch, which when coupled with the sensor stabilizers of Panasonic G9, GH5, and all the recent Panasonic cameras, you get what they call the dual IS system. It has a 62mm filter thread, and one thing that I don't particularly like about the build quality of this lens is actually the hood. It's a petal-shaped hood. It's made of plastic. I wish it was metal, but but my gripe with it is actually the locking mechanism. Most people say, oh, it has a locking mechanism, it will never come off your lens, but I've never had any problems with lens hoods that don't have a locking mechanism. But I have had issues with the locking mechanism of this lens because the button, comes out a little bit, and when it's in your bag, it can get, caught on something and it can actually come off. So in that sense, the locking mechanism is working against this lens hood. Now, what about image quality? Having a Leica brand on this really raises the expectations of the sharpness and the look that you get from this lens. The good news is this lens is very sharp. Across all the focal lengths, from 12 to 60, it's sharp, wide open. And one of the added benefits of the Micro Four Thirds system is that usually all the lenses are very sharp right from the widest aperture. Of course, vignetting, distortion, and chromatic aberration will be fixed in camera or in Lightroom or Camera Raw in Photoshop, so I've never really noticed those. Another big question is, can you get bokeh with this lens? Now, this is not a lens that really excels in that area. It's not really built for that. We have other lenses that are made for, having creamy bokeh. But for me, it was a question. Can you get bokeh with, a 12-60 f4 lens on a Micro Four Thirds sensor? And the answer is yes. In certain situations and certain circumstances, you can easily get some decent, good-looking bokeh with the 12-60 Panasonic Leica. And I had seen online that some people claim this lens acts as parfocal, so I wanted to test it for myself. And in this test, you can see that yes, when you zoom in, set your focus, zoom back out, whenever you zoom in again, it retains that focus. And I think this is something that is done in the camera somehow. I don't think this lens is mechanically parfocal. I think this is some software correction that is happening in the Panasonic bodies. And another positive for video shooters is that there is minimal focus breathing. How about focus speed? And this is a very, very fast focusing lens. So mounted here on the Panasonic G9, I will try to focus on something close and then something far away. So let me raise my ISO here. So just single point focus. That was at 12 millimeters, so at 60. So as you can see, even in this very low light situation where I only have one light on top of the camera and then two just LEDs behind me, it focuses really fast. And in good light, it's even faster than that. So who is this lens for? I think this is one of the best standard zoom lenses you can get for the Micro Four Thirds mount. It has a very extensive focal length coupled with the bonus of having f2.8 at 12 millimeters and the micro contrast and the sharpness that you get from a Leica co-branded lens. So it's the perfect first lens, and it's also a very good documentary type lens for documentary work or for just walk around, all-purpose type lens. My issues with the hood aside, very good build quality, completely weather sealed, very good sharpness and character also, and very good close focusing capabilities as well. And it's been one of our most used lenses since we got it 1.5 years ago. So thank you for tuning into this video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it informative. Please subscribe to my channel, leave a like on this video, let us know what you think in the comments, and go back and watch all my other videos. Till next time.